Good morning, folks, or afternoon, or wherever you're at. So, check it out. We're back again with the trade ideas for 10/12/22, and we're going to go over the NASDAQ to start the day off. So, let's go ahead and go up to the 1 hour. And as you can see, we just have price. Looks like it's doing some white coffee and stuff ultimately. So, let's go to the 4 hour because we don't have a zone that we're looking to trade off of. So, let's go to the 3 day. Because we really want to make sure we have some zones to trade off of. And it really doesn't look clear on the NASDAQ. By golly gee willikers. And just equal lows around those, and maybe this area here, right? This candle. But we could see it was actually mitigated right here. So I'm not 100% sure I like that particular move, but we do have this down and it just bounced around till it broke, which means that we would want to look to here. But doesn't look the greatest. So let's go to the 1 day. Let's see what we got. We have, this has been mitigated too. The only thing that I think we could make an argument for is really this wick. I'm pretty sure that's really the only argument that I have. That's really the only argument that I have. So, is it a good argument? Only time will tell. Let's go to the 6 hour. We're just going to keep going down until we find if there is an unmitigated zone in here on any time frame. It just, this wick. That's all I see. It just keeps saying, okay, well, this is the lowest point. Because if you look here, we have a potential area here zone before this last down move, before the up move. But you can clearly see that it's been mostly mitigated. And down here on this wick, hasn't been. Can we do a replay? Let's do this. And then you see just open, mitigation of the open. When we go to the hour, technically we have a zone here. All right. We're going to use that hourly zone. And as you can see, we got to pull it. So we're going to go ahead and use that hourly zone. And it looks like we're in there right now. Let's go on the hourly. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. It looks like we got some white coffee and setting up, right? Lows, breaking lows, breaking lows. All right. So now what we want to see? Well, we want to see on the higher time frame or on this hourly, we want to see this break. Once we see this break up, then we can go ahead and look for a back test or a retest of that area or that zone. Let's go ahead and put an alert here. But we'll continue to go down time frames to see. So we want to put here BOS, look for DNB, double NV setup. So yeah, so right here immediately, right, we have that because it broke below here. So this is actually valid for sales technically. But if we see a break, right, because we could say this is the last supply. We could say that. We technically could. My only problem with that is we just came out of this large 1 hour zone. And we'll see. We're at a very, I think, very critical point right now with the NASDAQ in that it's not entirely clear where it's going to go. It's obviously, right? Like we could say technicals to go up, but fundamentally, and I'm not a fundamental trader at all, but you look at the economy and you just have to think all these different news stories, a lot of people being coerced to believe certain things, not a whole lot of research going on in a lot of fields, a lot of different companies getting their cards pulled as far as the actual revenue that they actually earn. So it's one of those situations where you look and you're like, is this the optimal time to be buying? Well, optimal, non-optimal doesn't really matter. So we see this break here. We see it. Yeah, I mean, we see price. Yeah, we want to see it break up because right now you could really make the argument that this was an MB in here, right? Broke down here. And technically, we want to see it come into possibly here, but probably higher, right? To make us a believer, right? You could say that is the area that we want to shoot for on the lower time frame to potentially take a short from, because you saw this break here where it come from. Could say it came from here, but it looks like, yeah. I mean, technically, it is kind of still playing. You could say, oh, absorption entry, but it did ultimately break here. So that means that if it broke, wicked up, not a hard break, but a wick, then you could say that this area now, because this was the last move, right? The entire area. Now we're looking for it to pull back and look for a buying opportunity in somewhere in here. So you say break, well, where did that come from? It came from somewhere in here, but then we saw it break back below. So technically, on the lower time frame, we could say this, and then we saw equal highs. So we're doing a lot right now, right? You can see Brandon here, you are doing the most. But I'm really just creating a story because ultimately I want to see it break this 1 hour high. And if it breaks that 1 hour high, then I definitely look for a pullback to look for a buying opportunity. But right now, I mean, we broke this area and we still haven't quite broken above here. So technically, we want to see some shorts setting up in here. So if we were to believe that this is going to be a short area, we could say, okay, on a 5 minute, we've tapped in there once. We started to come down. We need to see a lower time frame double MB. So we go down to the 1 minute, break, break up, break up. Starting to break down again. Potentially see this here to go lower. Break. We could see that. I'm going to go ahead and put a sell stop here. Actually, can I go ahead and create a limit order? Yeah, we'll do this. Since we blew the account, let's go ahead and reset this paper trading. All right, we're going to create a limited order here. Do we have to? We probably should do the bid and ask. All right, hold on. Let's go ahead and go to this trade. Can we show the bid and ask status lines? Status line symbols. Yeah, bid and ask. There we go. Spread's not too crazy right now. Not too crazy. So we can just create a limit order here. Let's risk 1%. 0.25% is actually good. There we go. I don't understand how that happened. That makes no sense. That makes zero sense. We actually wanted to see it come down here, but dang, that's crazy. All right, you can see I'm entered in my paper trade, y'all. Now it's we'll see, moment of truth. But ultimately, what we really wanted to see is we wanted to see a sell stop from here, right? So we'll go ahead and just put our original here because that's what I really wanted to see. And this is our paper trading, y'all. So you can see, yeah, we'll let it do what it's gonna do. All right, so that's the NASDAQ. Let's go to the euro real quick. And let's go to the daily for the euro. Let's go ahead and remove all these drawings. We saw a break below here, so let's go ahead again, right? Which we had this supply, nice little supply zone. And we're still basically waiting for it to tap in because right now we're not really showing signs of any direction particularly. So let's go to the 4 hour. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, so waiting for it to go ahead and tap in. We saw a breakdown, came up, and we say now we're seeing it just play around here. So now we say, okay, well, that could be a potential area for us to buy off of. And what are we seeing? Well, we saw it break down, we saw it break up, and now we're seeing it pull back just a little bit. So what do we want to do? We want to find some area in here. I mean, technically, we want to say potentially that area. Let's go down to the 30-minute and see what's going on there, y'all. So we go ahead and zoom down to the 30-minute. We see that we had this down move right here. Let's go ahead and draw that in for you. We had this down move here. Then we had it break back above, and then now we're like, okay, well, what's the mitigation points? Okay, no, that's mitigated. We could say that wick right here, basically. So this wick right here, let's go to the 15, get a little bit lower, mitigated. Seems like it just kind of tapped into there, but if we put it like that, I mean, we go to the 5-minute maybe. Maybe there's something that looks a little bit better. Ah, there we go. And that looks phenomenal. Okay, so on the 5 minute, we saw a tap in, we saw a break. Right, so lower time frame, we saw a break right there. All right, let's make it, can we make it, oh wow, we made that pretty straight. It was pretty good. So we saw a break right there. Then of course we saw it come back up and break above here. So then now we're saying, okay, well, this was MB1, lower time frame. Now ultimately we're trying to look for it to break up into here. So MB1, we look, we're like, okay, well, where's the next zone that it can come back and retest at? And lo and behold, we can say, oh, well, maybe this is a good area. And then we just wait. So now we're just going to go ahead and wait. We're going to go ahead and take a super risk entry here, or a super risk buy stop here to go ahead and run these highs here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go create a limit order. We're going to go buy stop, or I guess buy limit technically, if it doesn't already tap me into this, which it shouldn't. There we go, it didn't tap me in. Great job. Okay, so we're just going to leave that there and we're going to let it go. NASDAQ, we're a little bit down. So on gold, let's go ahead and reanalyze gold. Let's go to the 4-hour. Okay, gold, it looks like it's stopping here on this particular zone. It had a slight pullback, so you could say, oh, well, it's in this area right here, right? Because we had price, right? It was down here, came down, right? Broke up, boom, broke up, boom, broke up, right? So then we say, okay, well, this is the zone that we're looking at. And right now we're in that zone. What did it do? Yeah. Did it delete my analysis again? It did delete my analysis again. Wow, that's crazy. Huh. Well, that's no fun. Hmm. I don't know what's going on with that. That's very interesting. But anyways, that's pretty much. Let's look at gold. Did delete my analysis on gold? I mean, yeah, it pretty much just reset everything. So I don't know what's wrong here. I need to go ahead and troubleshoot this. But anyways, those were my ideas for today. Go back and watch the video and see what I originally had done. And that's all I got for y'all. Go ahead and hit the comment section, hit the like and or dislike button, depending on what you thought of this video. And of course, hit the subscribe button so you continue to see more of this journey becoming consistently profitable. All right. Well, I'll holla at y'all. You have a wonderful day. Peace.